Do you love where you live? People in New York might think they live in the best place in the state. After all, you wouldn't spend your life somewhere you truly didn't love, right? Not always. In fact, a Pew Research study determined that almost half of Americans would rather live somewhere else than they do now. Well, if you're in one of the New York cities we're about to highlight, odds are you don't want to go anywhere. The goal today is analyze the best cities in New York to live. How do we do it? Well, we looked at the places with low crime, great jobs, great weather, affordable housing, and solid schools. We even looked at short commute times. You might be surprised by the results. So pull up a chair and put a smile on your face as we look at New York's best cities. Our first stop on our tour of New York's best city starts in Williston Park. While lots of people in New York might be like, are you kidding me? When you look at the data, it's actually a great place to live. Crime's the 5th lowest in the state, and they have the 3rd best public schools in New York. Plus, Williston Park residents are in the top 5 for income levels. The best city to live in New York is Lawrence. The unemployment rate here is really low. It's relatively safe in Lawrence, and the housing market's great. And if you like sunny days, this is your place. It's the kind of place you can just chill, yo. However, the public schools aren't as good as they are in other districts, so your kids might not be getting the best education. Continuing our best city tour of New York brings us to Rockville Centre. This awesome city ranks 10th in income levels, 3rd in school spending, and there are hardly any vacant homes. That means lots of people want to live here. Crime is fairly low, and the public schools are also solid. If you live in Rockville Centre, you're probably straight chillin'. If you're looking for a great place to live, you might want to consider Massapequa Park. Believe it or not, families here command some of the highest incomes in the state, and people here are pretty cheerful. Plus, each kid here gets about $1,000 more each than the state average. It sure beats some of the other middle and nowhere places in New York you could call home, that's for sure. Malverne comes in as the 6th best city to live in New York. While there's a ton of places in New York where people are really backwoods, you won't find that here, where residents earn on average the 2nd highest incomes overall. Malverne is 7th lowest for crime too. However, the bad side of this area is commute times. There aren't too many other places in New York where you'll sit in the car longer going to and from work. Despite the fact that people haven't considered it before, Bayville is actually a great place to live. Families are comfortable here and the housing market's doing just fine. And it seems just about everyone in Bayville is in a great mood all the time. No surprises here that Seacliff is one of the best places you can live in New York. Seacliff takes number 1 in 3 categories. It's the safest place to live, the unemployment rate's one of the lowest in the state, and surprisingly commute times aren't that bad. And if you don't have a job in Seacliff, it's because you refuse to work. Where's the 3rd best city to live in New York? You might be surprised to hear it, but it's Rye. Not only is Rye one of the most beautiful cities in the state, it has great schools and low crime. Plus, it's not very crowded. To get away to a bigger city, it's easy. Yeah, people in Rye have it made. This might not be a popular opinion, but when you look at the data, Floral Park is the 2nd best city you can live in New York. People here are really successful, and folks in Floral Park earn pretty decent salaries, thank you very much. That means you can retire a lot earlier. Plus, you don't have to watch your back all the time since crime's really low. And where's the best city to live in New York? That would be North Hills. Surprised? Households in North Hills are in the top 10 when it comes to average incomes. And not only do North Hills folks earn great salaries, a lot of them have great jobs. Plus, you have a ton of stuff to do within a short drive. Factor in lots of fun, low crime, and lots of friendly people, and you've got one hell of a place to call home. If you live in North Hills or in any other New York cities we mentioned, congratulations. You certainly have a reason to smile.